Hey everyone, welcome in to another daily editorial here on the KE Report. I'm getting an update from Lithium Bank, traded on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol LBNK and on the OTCQB under the symbol LBNKF. I am chatting with the Chief Operating Officer, Kevin Peepgrass. We're getting more of a broad update here because the last time I chatted with Lithium Bank was on the back of the company's PEA that was released May 25th. We recorded a webinar in about the early to mid part of June. On the back of that, there has been a number of news releases coming out moving the company's two projects forward, actually. Boardwalk Lithium Brine project as well as the Park Place project. I want to start with the Boardwalk project simply because, well, that is the flagship asset for the company. Lithium Bank did announce on September 11th that you signed an intellectual property license agreement with Go2 Lithium Greenville Resources to test out their direct lithium extraction technology through a pilot plant and into commercialization. Kevin, give us a little background on this deal, how it's coming together and the significance of Lithium Bank using this DLE technology to, well, at least start testing some of the material from the project, please.
Yeah, sure, Corey. Thanks. Yeah, well, firstly, this is on the backs of several months of test work with Go2 Lithium, sending them our brine, and of course, using Hatch as our third-party moderator when it comes to any of our DLE test work. And the results showed remarkable results and the ability to use additional reagents, different reagents that are quite a bit cheaper and readily available in central Alberta. So that test work led us to the road of negotiating an exclusive licensing agreement with Go2 Lithium Greenview Resources, which we'll just call Go2 Lithium because it's a mouthful. But essentially, I'll talk about Go2 Lithium here. Go2 Lithium is essentially a joint venture between Computational Geosciences, which is a Robert Friedland subsidiary of Ivanhoe. It's a R&D subsidiary for Ivanhoe. And the other 50% of that joint venture is a company called Cleantech Water. Cleantech Water are ion exchange experts. They're water treatment experts. They've been doing water treatments, desalinization, tailings water, cleanup for several decades in Australia, in Asia, and they've also been doing ion exchange. And they use their ion exchange system, which is a patented continuous ion exchange system, in other mineral recoveries like uranium or copper or sorry, not copper, nickel or cobalt. And so they have quite a bit of experience bringing a piloted project to a commercial scale project. And they've done this several times with this technology.
So give a little bit more understanding to us here of this pilot plant. It's being shipped to Alberta. You're going to use it to assess essentially the scalability of this technology in, again, a pilot plant form. So what's going to be important to note when you start to use this pilot plant, run some material through it?
That's right. So the best thing about this license agreement is not just using the technology, but it comes with a pilot plant that's already built and already been used. So it's currently just being refurbished for the purposes of lithium and lithium brine at certain temperatures. So that's in the works right now, and the pilot is currently sitting in Melbourne, where they're headquartered, and it should be on a boat before the end of this year towards Alberta and land in our facilities in Calgary, early 2024. Now, piloting is a really important part of advancing these projects because DLE is really that one piece that everyone gets stuck on and sees that as the risk on for these projects. So piloting at a large scale allows a real view of what it looks like to scale up. So this pilot is 500 liters an hour. So let's say 10,000 cubic meters of brine a day. So that's quite a bit. It allows us to get some really remarkable data from the pilot that can be used in a pre-feasibility and a feasibility level study. It allows us to run a lot of optimization at something that is scalable and something that allows enough brine to go through to test the resin and test the actual process on the brine.
Now, are you set with this DLE technology then, or would you be looking at other partners to potentially test out their DLE technology. Give us an understanding of just how tied in you are with this agreement, and again, just what it means moving forward into an updated PEA, even some other economic studies.
Yeah, sure. So the exclusivity is on our side, and it's the way we did the deal is a milestone agreement. So we provide Go2 Lithium with shares for every milestone met, and these milestones need to be successful to continue forward. Obviously, we did the agreement because we have a lot of confidence in the team from Go2 Lithium and their abilities and the technology. But it's always been Lithium Bank's mandate to always test anything that's out there that makes sense. So we do continue to test with other technologies. That's not out of our realm, and obviously we're putting a lot of focus on this technology, but we will test, and we do test with other groups continuously.
So as it will filter into the PEA, that really would just update the PEA, wouldn't it? Put some actual numbers around what could be possible through production with this DLE technology.
Yeah, so the Go2 Lithium, we're working on an updated PEA. I mean, this technology and the results really sprang the need to do a new PEA because we expect some of the numbers around the operating costs to be greatly improved with a better purity and just lower cost reagents. It really makes a big difference on that, right? Our reagents and resin costs in our previously published PEA are about 54% of the OPEX. So it's a big number. And anything you can do to reduce those numbers down in the OPEX just gives you, so much better optics downstream. So we look forward to putting that out before the end of this year as well.
Okay, so that updated PEA is coming before the end of the year. And then in terms of actual results from this pilot plant testing, we need to expect those next year when the plant does arrive on site, correct?
Yeah, we'll share with the market some of the results that we're using in the PEA, but certainly as we start piloting at a much larger scale, those results will be available as we go forward and have more regular updates as we continue to optimize that tech.
Okay, let's get a quick update then on the Park Place lithium brine project. On September 5th, the company announced that it engaged Schlumberger to conduct subsurface reservoir modeling for the resource estimate. Give us an understanding of what's important here to filter into that resource.
Yeah, so when you're dealing with new resource estimates, there's certain aspects of, the uncertainty of certain resources. Say in hard rock, you need to drill more holes to get measured, indicated. With brine and reservoir modeling, it's really the reservoir characteristics and the deliverability and the grade, of course, right? So using the likes of Schlumberger with reinterpreting and using hundreds of well logs, seismic, and we've since acquired some 3D seismic that will give us very robust subsurface information and really greatly improve the confidence of the reservoir itself. And its characteristics and how much brine it can come to the surface on a regular basis. And being done by Schlumberger, global experts at this, gives a lot of credibility to the project and to the resource.
When do you think we're going to see that resource then?
Most likely, we're continuing to do sampling. We'd like to get some more brine samples from the project area. It's a large project area, so there's some ground to cover. And when we've completed that program, that'll tie into the resource. So I would expect that early next year as well.
Okay. And now, Kevin, one other thing to note too is the company has just closed that upsized private placement. In terms of news flow, what do we need to expect here? We've covered a lot of it, but just summarize what investors can look out for, please.
Yeah, certainly, watching the news flow and the updates on the pilot plant getting delivered and starting up and the results coming out of that. And of course, before that, having the updated PEA on the bench scale test results from that technology, and really moving into a resource and preliminary economic assessment on the Park Place asset. We have the fortunate ability to move that project quickly into a PEA, knowing what we know from Boardwalk. A lot of those costs will be similar when it comes to the upfront costs, and then being able to tie it into a technology that we already have confidence in and run some test work there will really advance that project quickly.
Okay. Hey, Kevin, thank you very much for this update. I'll post a link to the company's website so you can read over all that recent news that we covered. And please email me with any questions you have for the team at Lithium Bank. My email address is fleck@kereport.com. Kevin, thank you very much for this update. I'll follow up with you on the back of some more news.
Great. Thanks, Corey. Good talking to you.